Oklahoma State vs. South Alabama live updates, score, stats, analysis for Week 2 game, 9/8/2017. Oklahoma State travels to South Alabama as the Cowboys continue their non-conference slate Friday. OSU, 1-0, is coming off a dominant showing against Tulsa, downing the Golden Hurricane 59-24 at Boone Pickens Stadium. As expected, star quarterback Mason Rudolph and receiver James Washington shined, connecting for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns, but they weren't the only contributors. Running backs Justice Hill, J.D. King, L.D. Brown all ran for more than 95 yards, while linebacker Kenneth Edison-McGruder returned a fumble 82 yards for a touchdown. The Jaguars, 0-1, began their season with a 47-27 loss to Ole Miss, though they trailed 13-10 at the half. They opened last season with a 21-20 victory against Mississippi State, so they've proven to be no slouch when it comes to FBS opponents. Plus, the Cowboys know a bit about rough losses to Group of 5 opponents in Week 2. Ranked 10th in the coaches' poll, they'll be the first top 10 visiting team in South Alabama history. Follow along here for live updates, scores and analysis from the game. Oklahoma State vs. South Alabama, live updates, score. Oklahoma State vs. South Alabama game time, details. Time, 7 p.m. CT. Kickoff date, Friday, September 8. Location, Light People Stadium, Mobile, Alabama. Weather, sunny day, 77 degrees at kickoff. No precipitation, but 51% humidity. Winds of 8 miles per hour to the southwest. The line, Oklahoma State is a 28-point favorite. Which TV channel is Oklahoma State vs. South Alabama on? Oklahoma State and South Alabama will play on ESPN2. How can I watch Oklahoma State vs. South Alabama online? The Oklahoma State-South Alabama game can be watched online via Watch ESPN. How can I listen to the Oklahoma State vs. South Alabama on the radio? Oklahoma State and South Alabama can be heard on the Cowboy Radio Network, as well as Sirius XM 83. Fans can also listed here. Oklahoma State vs. South Alabama preview, keys to the game 1. Don't sleep on them. Regardless of the officiating mistake that left the Cowboys with a 30-27 loss to Central Michigan last year, OSU shouldn't have let the game be that close. The Cowboys showed no signs of letting up last week when they scored touchdowns on their first 3 possessions and continued to score throughout the game. After dropping in the AP poll despite the large margin of victory, the Cowboys should seek a repeat performance against the Jags. 2. Keep Heisman hype rolling. Rudolph hasn't thrown an interception in his past 147 pass attempts, the second longest streak in the nation among FBS quarterbacks. But the senior has historically had more success in Stillwater than on the road. In 2016, he had an 18-1 touchdown-to-interception ratio at Boone Pickens Stadium, but in true road games, he threw 7 touchdowns with 3 interceptions. For Rudolph to remain a Heisman contender and the Cowboys to stick in the college football playoff picture, the trend will need to change. Ole Miss's Shea Patterson picked the Jags apart. Rudolph needs to do the same. 3. Third down for what? With the exception of a couple of turnovers, OSU's main qualm against Tulsa was its defensive struggles on third down. The Golden Hurricane converted 16 of 26 third downs, a rate of 61.5%. The Cowboys will need to drop if they hope to contend for a Big 12 title. Fortunately, the Jags went 1 for 10 against Ole Miss, so the opportunity is there for OSU to shut them down on third down. Of course, that means more possessions for the Pokes, which increases the odds they accomplish the first 2 keys.